Estas, and this is my audience. Many people take our freedom for granted, and they never actually take time to realize the people that defend our country. However, there are many people just in this room who have interacted with people such as a family member, a friend, or just an acquaintance that has served in the war. Mine has been my Uncle Canyon, and he would have gone to the moon and back in order to ensure the goodness of this country, literally. Girls grow up and they play Barbie dolls. Boys grow up and they play video games, and some girls eventually grow out of that phase with the Barbie dolls, and some boys just don't ever stop playing video games. My Uncle Canyon was fascinated by every single video game. His favorite were the action-packed filled ones, and I think that led him to believe that he wanted to be in the CIA or become an astronaut. To pursue his dreams of becoming an astronaut, he took a path in achieving his goal, but just like any other vision, he encountered obstacles through his course. Canyon graduated in high school in '92 from Ellenwood, Kansas, just outside of Great Bend. He attended the Better College in Kansas, KU, and most of the astronauts take a path through going through the ROTC program at KU. From there, he found out that he enjoyed the Air Force, which also was very beneficial to people that wanted to become an astronaut. They went through that course. And five years later, he graduated with a bachelor's in philosophy. He could never become an astronaut because in his ROTC training, he found out that he had slightly impaired vision and hearing, so he could not get his pilot's license, and so he was always a step back, so he never got to be a part of that. But he did find something that fit him better, and he went through the United States Air Force program at KU, and when he graduated, he became a second lieutenant for the Air Force. In the last 13 years, he has lived in 6 different states across the United States. He's been stationed in Turkey. He's lived in Okinawa for a couple of years. He's served in Iraq twice, and he's done exceptionally well in all sorts of awards. He started his journey through the Air Force as a second lieutenant, and then he eventually was getting promotions every other 2 years and became a captain. And then 6 years later, he became a major. And 3 years later, which was just last Friday, he was awarded at the Change of Commands change of command. He became a commander of the air flying squadron. And so there's him in his brochure. He is now stationed in Eglin, Florida. Because he is stationed there, he will not be going to Iraq anytime soon, but after the 2 years is up, who knows where he's going to be, and he may be going back to Iraq. We don't know. And I find that I like to have my life really planned out, and the fact that he doesn't know what he'll be doing in 2 years is really just impressive, that he's okay with that and being okay with being away from the family and everything. Going to Iraq was something that he really feared, but he stayed strong for his family, and when everything big like this happened, he always tried to stay calm so it didn't affect the family. But it was really good to see him get the change of commands, and at the ceremony they always talked about how they were so lucky to have a guy that was just so talented and everything that he was doing. I look up to how independent he is and how he enjoys little things in life. He still insists on taking his video games wherever he goes. He had them when he was in Iraq, and it just makes me realize that you should really live for the moment and be grateful for what everyone in the forces do for our country. Although he turned down his fantasies of being in the CIA or becoming an astronaut, he has been able to accomplish so many great things and do so much for his country. No matter what the occasion may be, he will always be very mellow and very accepting of what's going on and make us feel comfortable with what's happening with him. And watching him go from just a tiny town outside of Great Bend and travel the world and live in all these different places and do what he loves and achieve his dream really gives me hope that I can do whatever my heart desires with hard work.
I bet you feel it.